Good morning, everybody. My name's Don Murray, and I'm here with Aaron Koning, and we're going to do a deep dive in about 45 minutes into FME Server 2003. I'm sorry, 2013. Wow, time flies.
Wait, we just did that to make sure you're awake this morning.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, there we are. That's us.
That's us, yep.
All right, and you've probably seen us before, so we'll just keep going here.
And is there anybody online helping with questions?
You know what? There is. There's Stuart.
Stuart, yeah. Stuart Harper.
Stuart Harper, and I think Mark Stokes, perhaps.
Okay, good.
All right. A little bit of an agenda today. I put the real-time data in italics there because we're going to do a little bit more on that. It's more than just one bullet point. So
excellent.
Let's keep going. But
first, a quick poll.
Into the polls. So we want to know what version of FME Server you're using. This helps us to know whether you've seen features in the last version or whether you're right up to speed. And I imagine it'll be a mix. So let's see what that poll is.
Well, surprising number of people are using FME 2013. Wow. I haven't seen anybody using FME 2003 yet.
No,
okay.
Not yet.
Okay, so I'll close that poll.
I think we can close the poll, yep.
Okay, we'll share it with people so you can see the results there. And a full 30% of you do not use FME Server at this time. 50% of you are using FME Server 2012. So that's so you're going to see some exciting differences between 2012 and 2013.
Absolutely, and for those who haven't seen it before, you'll see some stuff that's really relevant as well. Not just all new stuff, but new stuff is the focus today.
Yeah, good. Okay, so I will hide the results there, and we're back to.
All right. So the first thing, we're not going to spend much time on it, but installation, we've improved this release here. We realize there's really three options for when people are installing. There's either the express option, or they want to have a lot of processing happening, or they want to make it so it's very robust. And so we've redone our documentation to focus on those three areas.
That's right. High
capacity, where you've added lots of engines to a core, and then high availability, where you want that failover capability.
Right. So the high capacity, one thing about FME Server, of course, is it's scalable. So as your server gets more and more load on it, you can simply add engines to make it scale. So that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And then you can still add engines in this configuration as well. And you have a high availability architecture means there's no single point of failure.
Right. Excellent.
All right. And we redesigned that for this year as well.
We did.
To make it more robust. In the installer, when you do actually go to install, you'll see there's a new option, an engine option, and that just helps you with those high capacity and high availability installs.
Right. So if I start with an express install and I want to add an engine later, I can add the engine later. And
yeah, you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
First thing I want to highlight really is, or second thing perhaps, is the web interface. We've redone it completely this year.
Yep.
It's an all new framework. It's the brand new HTML5. It's the JavaScript. It is a combined user. We used to have two.
We used to have the user and admin, and it was a bit of a pain to be frank, because you go, oh, I got to log into that other interface. So much easier now.
So I'm going to show it off a bit. Bring it up here. And here it is. If I log in, let's log in as a user. So this person has very few permissions here.
Yep.
If I come into repositories, I can see I've got these different repositories. So instead of showing services, for this year we're showing repositories.
Right.
Because it makes sense to look at what you've got.
That's right.
And then
That's right. And I know this guy he has a few repositories there, but he only has on the left-hand side, he only has repositories. So there's no security or anything like that. Right. So this is a very
flexible.
Yeah, and this user doesn't have much opportunity to get himself into trouble, does he?
That's right. And if you see, I type in project here, we can filter very quickly down to what we're interested in.
Yep.
If I go into samples, again, we have this quick filter ability, so I can type in Austin, or I can type in KML, and it'll filter down, because the users tend to have lots of different workspaces in a repository.
Right.
So that helps them out. Let's go into one of these workspaces here. And if we come into configure, we can see similar layout to before. This year now we have drop-down menus, so it's very easy to access the different options.
Yep.
These come out of the workspace. The workspace configures those options. Developer information is still there, so if you do want to create your own form or have a link to run this transformation,
it's just copy and paste.
Copy and paste. That's right. And I'm gonna go ahead and run that. And it goes.
Well, this is new.
Yeah, this is new. This is a new spinner. We had a spinner last year, so it's it's a new look for the spinner.
Right, right.
And it'll finish up here.
This is
running the data download service, so I would expect to get a zip file back.
Right.
It's running a little long here, which makes me worried slightly.
Yes, it is. It's on your local machine.
It is on my local machine.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'll start one online as well.
That's
I'm going to go to another server.
Yeah, that's right. This one's running on AWS.
Yeah.
So at Safe, all our public-facing servers now, and if people are interested, are running on Amazon AWS, and then we have this ability to spin a new one up, and we use our data migration as we upgrade this server. This server now here was upgraded yesterday. It's running SP1 actually, and
very good.
Yeah. So there we go.
That's what we should
there
expect.
We go. So now you can. Well, it's actually better seeing it over the wire anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
That's
so there
true.
we go.
Yeah.
And it was downloaded, and there you
There's
go.
our data.
Yeah.
And let me just check back here. Still
No,
going.
I think your server.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to restart the server there, and we can just ignore that, but it'll restart.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the web interface. We also, you notice I have more options here.
That's right. So this user, whoever you logged in as,
has
the administrator, he has a bit more. Yeah. And was that the next thing you're going to show anyway?
That was actually.
Okay. There you
so
go.
if I come in here to the jobs screen here,
Yeah.
Which the users don't have, we have a new jobs view here where I can very quickly see that one failed, this one succeeded, and you get a little preview of parameters that were sent in.
Yeah.
You can come in here and just like last year, you can see what the result was. And
I like the new log though. It's
yeah.
I like it a lot better.
It's very nice. It shows you up to 500 lines rather than just 20.
That's right. That's right. And you can download it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's head back to the PowerPoint. That was just a preview. There it is. That was the demo.
Okay.
But there's more to the web interface.
Yeah.
So in the past, we had a kind of not a great upload experience, shall we say?
I would agree that it was not great.
So now we have
somewhere less than great.
Somewhere less than great. So we have a new upload experience. I'll show that in a second. We already saw the jobs view, and one of the cool features is users or really more authors can manage their own repositories. If they put a repository up there, they create one, they can actually delete it. They can delete workspaces out of it.
Okay.
So let's take a look at that. And I'm gonna tempt fate and go back to
unknown result 500.
Because I restarted the server. And let's log in. Let's log in as an author. So an author has slightly more permissions than.
I like that front page too. So it's not just so it tells you what's going on, like gives you resources on how you can find more information and things like that.
Absolutely, and you can see the latest FME Server articles to see we've got Android apps up there.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Don't have all the permissions here. We don't have security. We don't have services.
But I do notice there's something called schedules and notifications.
That's right. So we will talk about those in a bit. But let's jump into. I want to make sure the server's running.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I'm going to run this job again.
And it should finish.
Okay.
So it did finish.
Just needed a reboot. I took the machine out of the office and it probably
paused
lost its license. Yeah. Okay, so let's show the data upload, the new data upload experience. Come into repositories, and I don't have it on this. So let's switch to the admin user.
Okay.
You have to excuse me. I only allowed the admin to see the demos repository.
Look at that. Yeah,
that kind of proves the security, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In there we go. We want to come in and we're going to validate some data. So some people have probably seen this demo before. Basically, we've got some data coming in from the field.
Yeah.
We want to validate it and provide a report immediately back to the user.
Oh, okay.
So previously, this was not as fun. So
yes.
Let me go and get my data that I want to upload.
Okay.
And my data is into Deep Dive.
There it is.
It's actually down here. Demos. All right, here we go. I've got some data that I know won't pass validation, but that's what I want to work with first. So here's my data, guys.
You're gonna drag and drop just like that.
Yeah. I just dropped it on there.
Yeah. That's pretty hard to go wrong there.
Yeah, it's really.
And do I drop it anywhere on the page?
Anywhere on the page.
So I don't even have to be in that section. I just drop it on the page.
Drop it on the page. Boom,
and
it's up
boom,
there.
it goes in the right spot. That's great.
So then I come along here. I select that. And for those people who haven't seen this, who are new to Server, this is one of the main uses of FME Server is to validate information.
Right. So you could imagine you could imagine a web page on a site, and people within an organization, they have to do QA on their data, and they just drag and drop files onto this and click run, and away they go.
And this is just an example of a report you could get back.
Exactly. Not a very pretty report, but it is a report.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to show one more thing.
And what's that drop-down box? Report only when validation fails? What's report always? Okay.
It's kind of an option. I wouldn't worry too much about that option.
But it just shows that
you can have different.
You can create different options through published parameters, and again, that's coming directly from the workspace.
It is configured by the workspace. So another way is maybe I don't have my data zipped up. I want to add the good data now, the data that I've gone and fixed up.
Yeah.
Before we can only pick one file.
Right.
With HTML5, with a new interface, pick multiple files. Up they come.
Wow.
And just like that, you select your data. We click run. And now it tells us that the data is passed, and then we can load it in.
And then we can load it into our master data set if we wanted to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's that. I also want to show, let's log in as an author now. I want to show, so we're logged in as a user, but let's log in as an author. And I'll show you how you can manage your...
And to be clear, the only reason we're logging in as different users here is to show that different users have different permissions. You would only log in as one user, and you'd be set up to have all the permissions you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I come in here, perhaps I want to get rid of Project X, or maybe I just want to get rid of this workspace. I can now do that without having to be some sort of admin or have a special interface. I just click
a small thing, but a good
remove. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can come back, and I can remove Project X completely.
Very good.
Okay, so back to the PowerPoint. We'll continue on. And now we're going to have a poll.
Okay.
So you've seen the new web interface. Now we want to know what is the most interesting or your favorite feature of the new web interface.
Okay.
What are our options here?
Our options are combined user and admin interface, repository-based navigation, upload, drag and drop, multiple file selection, updated job views, and authors can manage repositories. I gotta say I like that drag and drop.
You like that?
Not trying to sway the polls or anything, but I really like that drag and drop.
Yeah. Did that just jump up, I think? Or?
Oh, did it? I don't know.
It is actually in the lead.
Okay, it's in the lead. Okay. Let's try another one. I like that updated jobs view. I like that. Okay, so we'll close that poll.
Close that poll.
Okay, and share the results, and there you go.
So it looks like not only the upload is the number one, obviously, but combining those two was a huge
big deal. Yeah. The whole thing's a complete rewrite, so that's not on there. But I'm really glad we rewrote it.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed with the ability to get a brand new interface out in one release too.
Yeah.
Our guys did a good job. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
And this is a teaser, Don.
Yes, this is a teaser. This is something that's coming in. It might not make SP1.
I like to push it.
But we've already added SASL, which is the encrypted Active Directory interface, communication. So we're working on the single sign-on now. Yeah. So
what Don's talking about with Active Directory is if you want to log in with your Windows password, username and password, you can. If you want to have that over SSL or over something called SASL, you absolutely can. SASL is new for SP1, right?
That's right. And we're working to get the single sign-on. It will be, if it's not SP1, it will be SP2. But we're really pushing hard to try to get it in SP1.
It's a big deal for those people who don't know.
And basically, what would happen then is you'd log into your Windows machine, and then when you connect, you just fire up the web browser, and you'd automatically be in as that user. So you would never have to log in. So
excellent. Let's keep going. So the Publish Wizard, we simplified this and we enhanced it so it does a better job uploading source data. So let's take a look at that. We'll jump into a demo. And I'm going to open up a workspace that's pre-canned for us. It has some parks data that we can upload.
Okay.
So let me go into that workspace. And there it is. And it's just got some parks data. I'm going to publish this to the server.
Okay.
You can see how easy it is.
Yeah.
I put in my credentials. This is screen number 1.
Yeah.
I get to pick where I want that job to go.
Or you could create a new repository.
Or create a new one if I want.
Yeah.
A new one.
Yeah.
For fun. and then I can give it a name. I publish it up.
Yeah.
And I can pick my services, and we'll show a few more of those later. That's the third screen done.
Done. Yeah.
But if we take a look at the log here, it actually uploaded 4 resources.
Right.
So this is a new feature. I'm going to go back in and I'll show you where it did that.
Yeah.
We come in here. There's screen number 1. Here's screen number 2. But there's now this resources to upload screen.
Right. Right.
And if we come in here, this knows that you started with a tab file, and then it goes out and it finds all the similar files, and it will automatically upload them for you. So your workspace will absolutely run.
Right.
FME
And if I don't want that, how would I turn that off?
You just check that off, just
and
like
say
that.
OK, and now the user would somehow always have to provide that data.
Yeah, it tells you. It goes, whoa, C colon might not be the same on that remote FME server.
That's right.
And we say, oh, okay, we're fine with that, and we can go through. And finish publishing.
Oh, because there's no published parameters on this one.
There's no published parameters.
Ah, there you go. That makes sense. Totally makes sense. If there's published parameters, then you wouldn't have to upload the data because the user's going to provide it.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That was that previous example where we did the drag and drop.
I see. I missed that subtlety earlier.
Okay. Yeah. It tricks everybody.
It's good. It's good.
Excellent. So that's the published wizard. Now we're going to get into something I know that you love. I love
real-time data.
Real-time data, and we're not just talking about data where you're monitoring a stream or something. It's data that's moving around in real time.
Yeah.
There are 2 flavors this release, I'd say.
Yep.
There's the notification service, and we'll talk about that in the next slide, and then message streaming. We'll talk about a few slides later. But the difference really is one is very flexible, and then the other one is built for very high capacity.
That's right. That's right.
And here's the notification service. So it allows you to send and receive notifications, and it uses a publish and subscribe pattern, which means you have these things called topics, which are really categories of interest.
Yeah.
Let me flip to the next slide and explain it a bit more. So the topics are your categories of interest. You have people or clients sending in information, messages, over different protocols.
Yeah.
Through what we call publications. So you publish to a topic, and then you subscribe from a topic, again using different.
Yeah, so I could create a topic called like graffiti, for example, and I could allow people in my area to publish to that topic via email, so they could email graffiti at or whatever the email address was, or they could use their Apple device to send stuff in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or their Android. Yeah.
And the first just what you're saying here, basically email is one of the easiest ways to send information, I would say.
Yeah.
So I want to show just how easy it is to receive email with FME Server. So I'm going to actually set this up live. It's not set up ahead of time.
Okay.
I'm going to go to another machine in the cloud. We've got so many of these machines in the cloud nowadays.
Yeah.
Let's come in here, see if that's the right password. Very secure we are. I know Don is big on security, so we make sure that everything is secure.
Oh, yeah. So secure sometimes I can't get in.
And we're going to come down to notifications, and I'm going to set up the server so that it can receive email.
Okay.
You want to see how hard it is?
I want to see how hard it is.
I click that new button.
Yeah.
I give this just a name.
Yeah.
I'm going to
pick
allow email to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call the email user, the username,
Deep Dive
2013.
Yeah. And what topic are you going to...
Now, I don't have a topic yet, so I'm just going to hit OK.
Okay.
Now, just like you're saying, I need a topic.
Yeah.
So the topic, again, is just a category of interest. That's all you really need to think about.
Yeah.
So there's the topic. Now I want the email to go to that topic. I'm going to come back to my publication here.
And there's first deep dive. There it is.
And now this is set up when I hit OK to receive email to this user and push it to a topic. That's all we're doing right now.
Yep.
So now it's set up.
That's
but
right.
We want to do something with it.
That's right.
We want to do something with it, and what we want to do.
So to be clear now, any email that goes to that deep dive 2013 is going to take its contents and pass it off to that topic. And if there was a workspace associated with that topic, it would run.
Yeah.
And it's that hard.
It's that hard. And I'm going to actually keep going here. I'm going to go all the way out the other side, and I'm going to listen to this deep dive topic. So now I'm subscribing to that information, and I'm going to push it up to a service we have. It's a fun little service called Post Test Server. Have you used this before, Don?
I have.
It's kind of a neat little service.
Yeah.
Allows you to post information, and it will basically echo it for you. So let me come back here, and what I'm doing
Target URL.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm saying whatever comes into this deep dive topic,
Yep. Echo
send it to this server.
Yep.
So now, guess what we're going to do?
You're done. That's it.
Yeah.
That was that easy.
Now it's set up. Let's try it out. I'm going to send an email in there. Deep Dive 2013. You can see I was testing before.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm going to say hello world, and maybe I'll say deep dive as well. So I'm sending this email in. Goes into FME Server.
Yep.
And then FME Server automatically pushes it or posts it to this server here.
Okay.
Let's go and view it.
And we go there, and we go by date.
By date, that's how it is.
And better go to the bottom and hope
we're there. And it's not that one. Is it this one? It is not. Let's refresh it. And I think that's it. There it is.
There it is.
So basically, that's the JSON that's passed to the topic.
That's right. That's right. And you can see that. And as you know, with FME, it's trivial to rip apart JSON.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't we use a workspace now?
Yeah, let's use a workspace because
Okay.
that'll and then we get to use. So we're going to use everybody's favorite format reader, aren't we? We're going to use the text file reader.
Actually, we've got our own.
You're going to use the
custom
JSON
format.
reader. Oh, you created a custom.
Oh,
you
yes.
fixed that. That's
I did
good.
fix
yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
I remember playing with that about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And
The email format.
the
custom
email format.
We have a 2012 and a 2013 version.
Right. And how do I get that?
Well, once I publish it to the store, you'll grab it from the store.
How do I get the format though?
How do you get the format?
Is it in the store?
You will be able to. You'll be able
Okay.
add reader.
Right.
It's just taking its time to propagate. But you
Yeah.
type in FME server email. There
Look
it
at
is.
that. And that's going to download it from the store.
Downloads it. I can
Yeah.
actually do that right now.
Yeah.
I got to give it a file.
Yeah.
So we do have a sample here.
Right. And you could have copied that JSON from that post server reader, put it into a text file for testing.
Which is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I do too, because then you can test locally on your desktop without, which is really nice, being able to test everything on your desktop and just publishing it to server, and it just works.
Absolutely. And here it is updated now, so the 2013 version is there.
Yeah.
Slightly different attribute names, and that's what the difference was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's explain this workspace a little bit. It reads in an email,
Yes.
which it comes in JSON format.
That's
but
right.
It throws it out as attributes.
Exactly.
So it flattens it out.
And the attachments are stored somewhere. So if somebody mailed you a bunch of pictures or something, or PDFs, you would still be able to get those.
Absolutely, and that's what this workspace does. Actually, is it takes the attachments, it explodes out. Attachments come as a list.
Yes, because you get multiple.
That's right. Explodes them out, reads them in with the JPEG reader.
Using the feature reader. Yeah.
Using the feature reader.
Yeah.
And then we've got this transformer. I will publish this to the store as well. Takes the GPS information off the JPEG and makes it an actual geometry. We style it.
Do you know what's really cool, Aaron?
Oh.
You could actually, if you emailed in a bunch of FTP sites with data,
Yeah.
because FME 2013 also reads directly from FTP or HTTP, you could then go, it wouldn't come in as a list, but it would come in as a JSON body, and you could easily rip it apart and then read the data using the feature reader directly from an FTP or an HTTP site. So you wouldn't actually have to mail in, because you might have a big data set. You might say to somebody, hey, here's a 1 gig point cloud. And so you could still use email to submit that with FME 2013.
Very cool.
Yeah, I just thought of that now.
The possibilities are endless.
Oh, it is. It is. We've added so many cool things to 2013. And that, of course, is not just strictly, that whole FTP thing is not strictly related to server. It's a desktop thing, too. So,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to publish this up, and I'm going to subscribe this workspace just to show you how easy it is. So first, it tells me that there's you have to have this on the server.
That's right. That's right.
Format.
So you have to publish that to the server separately.
And I've done that already.
Okay.
And now we're going to go up to its demo, actually, demo.fmeserver.com.
It would be nice if it checked to see if that was actually on the server and then prompted you to push it up there.
That would be a nice
but, well, in time.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things we want to do.
Let's put it into, actually, I'm going to switch the user just for convenience here.
Okay.
All right. So pushing this workspace up. I'm going to put it in, it's already up there, but I'm going to overwrite it. What the heck? And yes, we want to push it up and overwrite. And the next screen here, this is where we need to tell it what to do.
Yes.
We need to tell this workspace to listen, not to this email echo, which was my testing one, but to go up and listen to, again, that deep dive. That deep dive. The thing is, I created it as the admin. So again, our security is foiled us.
There you go. Because of course you don't want every user to have access to every topic unless the creator of that indicates so.
And that's actually a new feature for
it is.
For 2013 as well.
So now you can have different users working and not being able to sniff out what other people are doing or just get in each other's way by accident.
So I'll make a new repository and put it up there, demo 2, sure. We put it up there. And now I've switched to use a different user. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
And
there's a quick sleight of hand there.
Sleight of hand.
And there it is.
There's that deep dive.
It's even
topic.
Alphabetical.
Good thing. And so what I'm saying is, okay, when that topic receives a message, push it in.
That's right. From that email.
From that email.
Or anywhere, but in this case, from that email. That's right.
Push it into this reader right here.
Yes, because this workspace is subscribed on that topic.
Absolutely.
Okay, and there you go. It's up there.
So now I'm going to do another email.
Yeah.
And this time I'm going to set in some attachments. So deep dive 2013, pictures.
Yeah.
And now I have to drag and drop those pictures on here. So we've got the same functionality as Gmail now.
Right.
Deep dive.
Pics.
And here are some photos.
Oh, hockey game. You got to put the hockey game.
Hockey game. Got to put that in there.
Yeah. Because we're playing hockey again.
That's right. Actually, we're back to the hockey. This is actually from our Christmas celebration.
It sort of looks like something from Shrek.
Okay.
And there we go.
I'm sending that off, and now I have to do a little bit of a cheat because I ran out of time. I would have loved to push that email, that resulting KML file out,
right?
But I ran out of time, so I'm going to go right to the server and I'm going to look at it from there. So what that workspace, just while that's coming up, what that workspace does is it reads that email, breaks out the attachments, reads the JPEGs, puts the GPS on, makes an actual geometry so that it can appear in KML. And then what we're doing in here is we're actually making a little, not in here, actually, it's right here. In the balloon, we're actually going to display the picture.
Okay.
Okay.
But that takes too long? Is that why you're cheating?
I'm cheating because I ran out of time building the demo.
I see.
I'd like to go further with it, but
I gotcha.
Just for making it easy, the cheating is just to come onto the server and double click and take a look at it.
This is
So we never like to log onto the server. We consider that cheating.
It is cheating.
But for this case, we'll allow it.
Because all you really need to do is to have an email sender out, and it would email you back the attachment.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what will happen, it didn't overwrite that file for some reason, but here's one I ran previously.
There you go.
Throws those pictures right into the balloon here.
Excellent.
So all the way from your email, transformed into KML and displayed.
Yeah.
And it was pretty easy to do.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
And so you can just see how easy it is to get data from email now. Like literally,
trivial.
Yeah, trivial.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I want to show there's a couple new ways to trigger notifications that we're excited about. You can set up a database trigger. So if you insert data into maybe your Oracle or your SQL Server, that trigger can then send a notification to FME Server and do something else.
Right.
Same thing with the directory watcher.
Yeah.
And watch a directory.
Yeah.
So let's show an example of that.
So again, here you could have an FTP site, and you could be watching if you could be watching the directory, and when anybody FTP'd a file in, you could trigger a job, or you could be using Dropbox, and when anybody put a file in a specific directory in Dropbox, you could use it, or even within an organization, it could just be a shared file system within the organization, and people again would just drag and drop files into this directory, and FME Server would just run then.
Yeah. So I'm starting up this little script that we provide, and you can get this off FMEpedia. This is the watching script. It watches a certain directory. Yeah. And in here, I'm going to drop in a file. So let me back up and give you the scenario. Basically, I want to share information with outside consultants as soon as it's available. And the easiest way, well, maybe we email them, but then I have to create an email. So let's have FME Server automatically create the email for us.
Yeah.
And so we'll go and we'll grab some data. Any old data will do. I think we'll come in, and we already gave them the 2011 plan. Let's give them the 2012 plan. I'll copy it, paste it in. Whoops, it didn't paste in there, so we'll copy it over here and drop it in.
Yep.
And this thing
sees that. Yeah.
Tells FME Server about it, and FME Server is configured to send out that email to whoever we want.
Okay.
So in here, here's your data. I come in, and I've configured it to actually give me the option to immediately download that data.
Yes. So the data itself is stored locally. It wasn't an attachment.
That's correct.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. So there we go. So now I can come and I can get that data as an external client.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was just drop it in this directory.
Yeah.
I could just keep dropping things in there, sharing them out.
Yeah.
Really, it's about automation, isn't it?
It is all about automation. That's what FME Server is all about.
Making people more productive by automating things.
Yeah.
So now we want to talk a little bit about mobile. We've got a brand new subscriber.
Yeah.
Google Cloud Messaging.
Yeah.
To complement the Apple notification service. And what do these do, Don?
They basically enable you to send alerts or notifications to Android phones or any Android device and any iOS device. So it could be iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, anything that's running iOS.
It's not just iPhone, is it?
It's not just iPhone.
I put it up there because it's popular, but it could be iPad.
It could be exactly.
And we offer 2 sample applications for you to try out. And I actually just put the beta version of the Android apps up here.
Okay.
So if you do want to get the beta,
there you go. They will be appearing on Google Play shortly.
Excellent.
That's great. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. So you can open up your phone, your Android phone, click on this link, it'll install it, and you can get started. So email us if you do want to work with those.
Perfect.
We'll help you out.
Yeah.
So that's mobile. Now I want to talk about enterprise integration.
Yes, plugging FME Server into your enterprise to add spatial capabilities to your enterprise.
Absolutely. So location is becoming more and more important, which is great for us, of course.
Yeah.
And we have this new capability called Java Messaging Service, very popular with Oracle, IBM, SAP. All of the big vendors have the ability to send messages around with JMS.
Yeah.
These are the 3 that we've tested with.
Yeah, and to be clear, FME Server can both receive JMS messages as well as send them. So you could plug it right in the middle of a J2EE data stream, and FME Server could be right in the middle there.
Absolutely.
Now, is this notifications or is this your message stream?
This is still notifications.
It is,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But what you're alluding to something.
I am. I'm alluding.
Let's show. He's alluding. Let's show a demo of using JMS, and I'm going to close down this app, and bear with me while I set this up. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to send some information into our JMS that's running.
Okay.
What JMS do we have running, you might ask? It's Apache ActiveMQ.
Okay.
One of the easier ones to start or to work with.
Yeah.
And you go into bin. I just have to actually open up a command prompt and CD to that directory to start it. Next time I'll start it up ahead of time. Apache, no, it's active, pardon me, ActiveMQ. So it's started up now. That JMS, that Apache ActiveMQ JMS, is ready to receive messages. So how do we configure FME Server to do that? Not too tricky at all. We come into localhost. We're going to go to notifications, and we are going to actually we're going to have JMS send messages to us.
Right.
That's what we'll do.
So we're going to create something that's going to publish to a topic.
That's right. So the first thing we do is we create that topic. We'll call it JMS.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just call it JMS.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, and then now we're going to create a publication. So this is the thing that takes the information from something and brings it to FME Server.
That's right. So yeah. And look at that. There's a JMS one. So
right
now, and provider type or context.
ActiveMQ.
Yeah.
But we don't just support those 2.
Right.
Basically, JMS is configurable. You can use whatever you want.
Right.
I put ActiveMQ in here, And then the next thing we want to do is actually put in the TCP IP port, and that would be AK 2013 6161. Okay.
I got 61616.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Connection factory. So this is all kind of, if you've used JMS, you'll understand how to do this. I barely understand it, but I know enough to hook it up.
Right.
And what we're doing, just to be clear, is we're saying, hey, connect to this JMS.
Yep.
And anytime there's a message on, and this is where I almost forgot this part, dynamic queues. I'm having trouble spelling queues. Anytime there's a message to this queue in JMS, send me a message to that topic.
Right.
I'm going to click OK. And
now we're pretty much ready to go here.
We are very close.
Okay.
Actually, I want to do a subscription. We're not going to publish to FME Server. We're going to publish from FME Server.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, one nice thing about these publications and subscriptions is you'll notice there was a duplicate there, and so you could create like a template and then duplicate and then just change what you wanted.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you're seeing we just set up the publisher, but now we're actually going to set up the subscriber, and that's what I want to show.
Right.
Again, we're typing in the URL.
616.
Yeah.
Connection factory.
Did I spell everything right?
Yeah.
Dynamic queues. Deep dive. So this is like identifying their topic.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure I wrote that right.
Okay.
Okay, deep dive, and that should be enough for us to push some information to JMS. So I'm going to bring up that machine. No, it's 8161.
8161. Okay.
We should see, here's ActiveMQ.
Okay.
So here's our JMS running. We
Yeah.
can come in here, and we can come into topics, and there's no topic there for what we're doing right now, but let's go and send a message from FME Server to JMS. And the way we do that is we come into our REST API.
Okay.
That's one way of doing it. You could email it in.
Yeah. Anyway.
Any way you want. But this is a quick way to test, really,
Right.
whether things are working.
Okay.
So we're just logging into our REST API. Now we're going to send a message on that
Topic.
JMS topic.
Okay.
And we're just going to say, hello, world,
Right.
publish.
Okay.
Now over here, if we refresh, we should see either in a queue or a topic. I sometimes get this mixed up. There it is, deep dive.
Yeah.
I believe that's what we were looking at. Let's see, let's come in and see.
That looks good. 839.
839.
Yep. There you go.
There's our message, hello world.
Wow.
So it's a way of brokering messages between all these these enterprise systems.
Yeah.
And we can go back the other way, but for the sake of time, I think we'll jump into
Okay.
keep going. So that is JMS
Using notification stuff.
using notification service.
Right.
Yeah. And here's just a diagram showing that you can hook different pieces together.
Yeah.
Different applications.
Yeah.
And all we did there was send to JMS, but you can put a workspace in between.
Absolutely.
Just like you were saying, to spatially enable your enterprise applications. Okay, now we want to get on to message streaming.
Right.
So this is not using the notification service. This is the separate capability, which is if you want to do high capacity, thousands of messages per second, you want to do message streaming.
Yeah, because it's important to note with notifications, whenever there's a publish to a topic, that means a workspace is started and run. And so, we can do hundreds of those a second, but in some cases we're dealing with like 30,000 messages a second. So how are we going to do that? For that, we have this whole idea of message streaming.
And that's direct communication to the engine.
Yeah. And
we have added TCP/IP transformers to facilitate that movement of data that way. JMS is in SP1 already.
It is in SP1 now.
So if you need to push JMS messages at high speed,
you
can do it.
And again, they're bidirectional, in and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
And we actually are using Python to serve to WebSockets.
That's right.
I'm going to show that example right now.
Okay.
just very quickly because I have another example coming up. I'm not sure what happened there.
That's okay. Everybody's favorite website.
Yeah, FMEpedia. There's so much good stuff, and this is a brand new Google search, by the way.
Yeah.
So the search is much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here comes a map, and what's happening is we're having these different events happen, come into a workspace that's on, it's running all the time.
Yeah.
And when it receives an event, it pushes it out over WebSockets to this map.
Right. So you can see in this case we have buses, we have boats, and we have airplane locations. And this is real time. So if I was in San Francisco Bay Area, I would actually could verify that there was a boat there and the bus was there and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
There are all these 3 data sources coming in the same format or
They're
stream?
actually a little bit different. This one's coming in as XML. Both of these are XML.
Oh, I'm glad you said XML.
Yeah, I know you seem to have an affinity for that.
I love XML.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these come as an XML, and these are a stream that comes in TCP/IP stream. We read it, and then we push it out to WebSockets.
Okay.
Always on workspace for that.
Right.
Now, I want to show how that's actually possible, and it shouldn't be too hard to show that.
Okay.
Deep dive.
Okay, we're going to look at the workspace here, are we?
We are. Not that one.
Yep.
But we're going to look at one very similar.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is show you how you can use a TCP/IP sender to send some information in a sort of, it's basically parks in this case.
Okay.
We're sending parks from this workspace through TCP/IP to, well, whoever's listening.
Right.
Right. And we're using a decelerator just to
slow it down.
Just to slow it down.
So the demo doesn't
blow up.
Take a bit of time.
That's right. So it takes a bit of time. So I start that, and now basically it's a server out there providing some information. That information happens to be encoded to look like this.
Yeah.
It's fixed width, 74 characters. We know every time the message will be 74 characters.
Yeah.
We come over here now to the TCP/IP receiver, and what we do with it is we receive that information. So if I come in here, I'll show you 74 bytes at a time.
Yeah.
And we split it up because it's comma separated.
Yeah.
And we strip out the pieces, name it XY, create a point, and we log it out in this case.
Perfect.
You see that little blue thing there?
Yeah.
This is where inspection is very cool.
Yeah.
Because I can see the points as they come in.
Yeah.
I can wait a bit.
Yeah.
Here comes the next point.
One.
I can see.
Of course, we have a decelerator on the other end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's the name.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting. And this is where I found that the inspection points are really useful.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't really inspect any other way.
Nope.
With message streaming.
Nope. That's awesome.
Okay, so that's sending information over TCP/IP and receiving it. So I hit stop. So
you broke the connection. Yeah.
Yep. And we're going to keep going here. We did the demo.
Yeah.
So let's do a poll.
Okay. Time for a poll. What real-time capability has you most excited?
Yeah.
So here are the options.
What are we looking at, Don?
Data transformation by email is the first choice. Data trigger, directory watcher notifications is the second choice. Enterprise integration with JMS. High capacity message streaming. And mobile app capabilities.
Yeah, the ability to push to those mobile apps.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, Don?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough one, Aaron. I'm gonna go with the data transformation by email, but they're all exciting. The mobile apps is exciting. The database trigger directory watcher is exciting.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay, I think we can close the poll now.
And then we'll see what. And there we go. Database trigger / directory watcher notification.
Right up there.
Yeah, that's exciting. We've done some very cool demos with that as well.
Yeah. And data transformation by email, that one's going to be, it just is so easy, you don't even think about it once you know.
And everybody knows how to use email. That's what I like about it. It's like, just email to this address.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing new to learn for users. Well, drag and drop is pretty easy too, so that's why the directory watcher one is so good.
Absolutely. So let's close that poll.
Yeah, let's close that poll. And we're back to you.
We're going to keep going. I love to throw in these teasers because it challenges Don. Is this done, Don? This ability to publish to a topic when a job completes?
Oh, it is. But it's an SP1 thing.
It is SP1.
And I'm actually using that as part of an email data delivery service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that is, I mean, some of the use cases for that are when a job completes,
Yep.
send an email.
Yep.
Or anytime a job
Fails.
send an email.
Yep.
When data is done,
Yep.
FTP it.
Yep.
And then here's another one which
Yep.
you
could absolutely
run one job after another.
Yep.
But we have something special in store coming up.
We do.
That'll make
that'll even better.
Workflows very easy.
Yep.
Okay. So we are now going to talk about complex event processing, because if you're doing notifications back and forth and around, you really need something to apply rules.
That's right, and that's what FME is all about. So, you know, we've talked about transformation, spatial ETL, complex event processing really is the same thing, but in this case, it's when data is coming in from an event. So,
absolutely.
It's all about exploiting that engine.
Yeah, and let's take a look at a demo that's doing this.
Okay.
And we're going to use the same TCP/IP sender.
Yeah.
But instead of this receiver, we are going to use a different one.
Okay.
Let's go down to deep dive. Do you see it there? There it is. It's highlighted. Here it is with CEP. And I just will explain this a little bit. Well, let's hit run, and I'll explain it as it goes. So again, we've got this sender.
Yep.
Just some server out there sending us information.
Yep.
I come over here, and now I'm going to receive it again with inspection.
Yep.
And as we go, we'll see there's a spatial rule. Was this landmark? We're sending in landmarks and seeing if they land within parcel boundaries.
Yeah.
Here it was.
Yeah. Look at that. And what Aaron's doing here, even though we're talking about FME Server, all this TCP/IP and message streaming stuff in this case is just using it on the desktop. So so that's you know, so you might take that away and be creative, and you know, you have to set up a little bit more manually yourself, but still this whole capability, because it's engine to engine, you can do some pretty powerful things.
Yeah. Here we see that there are rules that are or messages failing the spatial rule.
Yeah.
There are some that were blank that we were seeing.
Yeah.
There's one that passes the rule.
Yeah.
There's one that doesn't have a name. You can see that right here.
Yep.
And we run this on the server generally because the server is made to be staying up all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
As is this workspace.
Yeah.
So this doesn't have to be message streaming. These testers and spatial filters.
Yeah.
It could be like you're saying, just in desktop.
Yep.
Or it could be within the notification service.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to that email, for example.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm done with that. Yes, I will stop Workbench.
That was a nice message, wasn't it?
It was actually. Made me feel happy there. Okay, job routing. Basically, we've added this new capability that allows you to specify what an engine should be used for.
That's right. That's right. So, because imagine you have a third-party license that's only on one engine, so you could route all jobs that are associated with that need that license to that one engine, so you wouldn't have to have that across all your engines, for example.
Yeah. Something like if you had Esri, it has to run on Windows.
That's right.
So or SDF has to be on Windows.
That's
for example. Right. There are two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the server-side repository tagging version. So what that means is we can designate a repository. We see that right here. Designate a repository that if I send a job through there, it's going to this engine in particular.
Perfect. So again, you could do this by department. So if you're in a large organization, then you won't have one department completely hogging the server from another department.
Absolutely. It's all about flexibility and being able to configure things.
Yeah.
Let's come into repositories. We've got, see, I don't have access to that. Oh no, this is a demo. There's so many servers out there now.
Yeah.
I'm going to come into repositories. We should have I am going to have to log in as admin. So again, the author didn't have access to the repository I'm about to show. Come in here. And there's a repository called Reserved Engine 1. So pretty clear what that does.
That's right.
You could give it your own name. Here's an important workspace that must run on this engine. That engine must be available. Now I'm going to run it a bunch of times. So I'm just going to open link a new tab. And I'm running it a bunch of times to show that it's only going to run on that one engine.
So now if you were the jobs, you should see them queued up. Is that what you're going to show us here?
Well, they run so quick that basically what I'm showing is that they always run on engine 1.
There you go.
Yeah, they always run on engine 1.
Yeah.
So that's how you can do the job queuing. It's very easy to configure. I'll show the configuration because it is pretty easy to do.
And in the future, we could imagine it would be done through the web admin.
Exactly. into here. Last year you had to turn it on and do some
Yeah,
special things.
now it's always
on, it's always available. And all I really had to do, and like Don said, nobody likes to use configuration files.
no.
But we have made it easier this year. And
So you don't have to restart the server, is what you're saying?
that's right. You don't have to restart the server. You don't have to turn it on or anything like that. Yep. And there it is. I set up the engine to have a tag called reserved 1 tag, and then I put that tag against the repository.
Perfect.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just by, yep, there you go.
So that's job routing. We want to talk about scheduling a bit.
Yeah.
Scheduling is huge for people.
Yeah.
If you have desktop and you're hitting run for people, put it on server.
Yeah.
Let them hit run or have it automatically.
That's right. Have it run
Schedule.
every morning at 3 a.m. when the servers, when everybody's at home in bed.
That's right.
Get up in the morning, it's all done.
We've added a few things to the scheduler to make it easier to use. So if I create a new one, or more flexible actually, it's still pretty easy to use. I'll create one, I'll call it deep dive, and we'll give it a category, sure, deep dive, we'll call it that as well. We want to pick a workspace, a repository. Let's go for samples, Austin apartments. Come down. Let's do it every 3 seconds. Let's run that job.
Oh my goodness, you're crazy, man.
I know, right? Now there's a new option here. There's 2 new options. One is to specify which engine it should run on via a tag.
Right.
So I can put in reserved tag. Well, what was it again there? I wrote it down here so I wouldn't forget. Apparently I didn't write it down. But we can get it back here, just like this. Reserved. And it's right down here.
Job routing, right at the bottom there.
Right there. It's reserved 1 underscore tag. Okay. So in this schedule, I know that it's reserved 1 underscore tag. And I can also tell it how long it should be valid for.
So what's that TTL stand for?
Time to live.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put that in there instead of TTL next time.
Sure.
But basically it says if it goes into the queue and the queue is backed up,
yep.
that maybe it should only be valid for a minute.
Okay.
And then that job should die.
Right.
And that's what that's for. So I hit OK here. And every 3 seconds that's going to run. And if we come into jobs, we should see it start to run. I didn't tell it to go immediately, so it'll take a second or 2 to kick off.
Okay,
3 seconds.
Yeah, every 3 seconds there's going to be a job there. Reserve on important workspace.
Let me kick it up to it every second just so we get that thing going. Immediately.
Oh, starting at, okay, immediately. I think it's 2 a.m.
It had it wanting to start at 2 a.m., so we won't do that. We'll do it every second. And now the job should be just flying into that server. And there they are. And they're all running on engine 1 because we specified
that tag.
tag in the schedule.
Good.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll let that thing keep going because the server will handle it just fine. Configuration migration. So we're running. We're close to the time, so I'm just going to go quick through this.
Yeah, exactly. This is all about making it easy to move all your server from one box to another box. So there you go. In FME 2013 now, you can easily migrate to another one just by running a script, or you can upgrade. You'll be able to upgrade to SPX, and we do this all the time with dev. You just basically run a workspace, and then boom, your server's there. You won't even know it's a different server.
Absolutely.
And when 2014 comes out, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
And also you can use this to back up to an FFS file, and then you can use that FFS file to restore your server or move to another server. So no longer will it be difficult to move from one FME to another. So
it was one of the biggest pains. We did a survey again this year, and people indicated upgrade has been a pain.
Yeah.
For going from 2013 forward, we're not going to let that.
That's right. So in 2012, we added this one button, Express Install.
Yeah.
Now we've added this whole ability to migrate, upgrade, and back up. So it's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we're on to the last poll.
Okay, last poll.
And it really is asking, do you want to come to FME Server training? And by come to it, I mean online. We're going to enter you into a poll here. How many do we pull up? 20, 25 seats available.
Yeah. We often lose count. We can start over.
Sometimes it's 30 or so.
Yeah. So this is instructor led, and it's on
the 13th.
I can't think of a better way to spend Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so 88% say yes, please, and 13% say no.
Excellent.
Okay, so we'll close that poll. There we go, and share the results, and there you go.
Okay.
And I'll hide that.
Looking good.
Not too exciting. Okay.
We are also, I want to mention that we have the World Tour coming up.
That's right. And if any of you have any interesting FME stuff you'd like to share with other users, whether it be desktop or server, we're really excited to get user stories. The user stories are always the most exciting part of the day when we do our World Tour. And so please do send those in.
And I would encourage, I've talked to a few users about this, and sometimes they think that it's not, for lack of a better word, sexy enough. But you know what? Data transformation isn't necessarily the most sexy, but what you're doing with it, oh, Don's giving me the look.
We're going to talk later. Yeah. So and we've even had new users who had some very simple workspaces, but those are often the most interesting, because people show, hey, in 15 transformers or 5 transformers, here's what I was able to do. So
the results, the things that you can get.
That's right. So yeah.
So don't be afraid. Throw us an email.
Yep. And we really encourage you to come to this year's World Tour. There is an absolutely great gift. We always have these real funky gifts. Last year we had like Indiana Jones USB sticks. I am not going to tell you what we're going to have this year, but it's out of this world.
Everybody gets a Mars rover, I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's right. It's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 minutes for questions.
Okay.
So do we have any questions that jump out at you, Don?
Let's have
I'll
a
look at
here.
the same time.
Okay. Questions. Okay. Few people talking about volume.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I've been accused of being a quiet talker before.
Oh, a very good question. Anything changed with the FME Server workspace runner to let it be able to wait for the workspace to be complete before continuing without using a license? And that is going to be an SP2. Again, we had hoped to get that in SP1, but in SP2, you'll be able to use the FME Server job submitter transformer, and it will let it run in a blocking mode. In a non-blocking mode, it's already fine, and it will continue. You will not use another license, so you'll be able to do some very, very exciting things, and we're very excited about that one here. So again, we hope for SP1, but some other things beat it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what else we have here. Is the email server built into FME Server? The ability to receive the emails is built in. We have an SMTP relay that receives.
That's right. For sending, you just use any email server you want. So here when we demo, we often use Gmail. So if you have a Gmail account, you're ready to go. And sending email is a lot more involved. And so that's the route we've gone.
All right.
Okay.
Does FME Server support custom transformers with parallel processing?
Absolutely.
What gets backed up into FFS? So when you're doing that migration, that backup, it's everything.
It's everything. It's repositories, it's user security, it's schedules, it's topics, notifications.
Yeah. Any improvement on failover server? The improvement,
absolutely.
The improvement, really, one of the big ones is schedules will now fail over properly. There's no requirement to have engines switching over, so we've made it simpler and more stable.
Yeah. Any automatic updates in the future for FME Server? Not automatic. So you would have to download and upgrade, and it's literally a one-button click, and then you'll be up and going. We don't feel that most organizations want their enterprise server to automatically upgrade, because there's always a risk. As hard as we work, there's always a risk that something may not run as before.
Okay, I think that's the time, so we'll probably cut it off there.
Yep, and thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure presenting to you. And please, if you have any questions, we will get back to you if you've asked a question. And if you think of anything later, or you want to just try FME Server, you can, we're happy to provide you with a free downloadable trial as well.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.